Brock Lesnar and John Cena are on the card?
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting. No, wait, the other thing. Tedious. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am, as always, Bud Robinson. And this over here is Leon Robinson, and this over here is Town Robinson, Caruso. Tonight we're talking about WrestleMania. And also, I looked this up, Town, because I wanted to know what energy we were going to have on this show. So I looked up to see who won versus Jeff Jarrett and Orange Cassidy, and I'm happy that Orange is still champion.
Oh God, so am I. I thought for a moment they were going to switch it, but then I saw through it, and I was okay. So I was just like, oh, fuck, please don't do this. I would have changed the channel. I would have been done. But yeah, no, I'm good. Orange Cassidy won. The main event was great. Jericho and Omega in their hometown was fucking bonkers. So it was good. It was a really good Dynamite.
Good. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to watch. I really wanted to, but...
Would you say that it was Dynamite?
Yeah.
You could.
Sweet.
Sure.
Yeah. we just no-sold your joke.
Just need that clarification.
All right.
Yeah, we did no-sell that joke.
We did. So since we're going over the WrestleMania 39 card, did I say that already? We're going over the WrestleMania 39 card. Also, this is the BREWDCAST. I don't know if I said that. I'm Brewd. I'm.
You did that part already, but go ahead.
All right. Okay.
You egotistical motherfucker.
Let's just do it over and over and over again. We'll kill it. So WrestleMania. I'm very excited about it. So very excited. I knew about all of these matches, and I knew that they were going to happen.
But are you lying to me? Because I feel like you're lying to me. But don't be a lying Larry. Come on now.
I had no idea. Like, I knew about Finn Balor because of Mick Foley's shenanigans with him. But other than that, that's... Oh, and Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Because we've mentioned it twice.
Yeah.
Let's
go over this card. I'm curious. Like I said, I'm curious to see how much of this I actually know. Because I'm not watching, but I'm, like, reading about it from afar, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what I know.
This does not seem like enough matches for 2 nights. I just want to put that on the table. Like, it's 9 matches. That's it. Like, that does not seem like enough for 2 nights to me.
I'm sure they're going to jam more in.
Yeah, probably, but fuck. Okay, anyway. So, night 1. The only match that's currently scheduled for night 1 is Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul, and I don't care.
Next.
Next.
Seth Rollins' character is fucking ridiculous, and
I am enjoying that, but
like Logan Paul, he doesn't need to be on this show. But he's a celebrity and he's a name, and I get it, and whatever.
And he's putting in the effort, I think. Like, I read somewhere that he rehearses his matches like a month in advance when he has
He's an athletic guy.
Yeah.
Him and his brother are both athletic guys.
Yeah.
But again, it's like,
he's not a wrestler. So he's got to have that. And yeah. I don't know. Like, I hope that Seth Rollins takes it because I do like his character of what little I've seen of it. And I don't like Logan Paul for a variety of reasons.
Yep.
Everyone hates Logan Paul.
My cat loves Logan Paul. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Okay, so the only match that is currently booked for night 2, Roman Reigns night, apparently. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Are we still going with Cody Rhodes winning this?
I am.
Like,
I think he has to. I think if he doesn't do it, you've pretty much killed all his momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he came back, he's the hero of the stories there. They've been telling the story for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like if the Mega Powers never exploded. So
Yeah.
they have to do it.
Like they didn't pay off. Nice burp.
Nice spin too, David. I think Cody has to win. I don't think there's any other way you can do it.
Leon, thoughts, ideas,
It should be
prayers?
Sammy.
What?
It should be Sammy.
I don't think Sammy's going to win this match. He's not in it. That makes it difficult for him to win.
I
Who knows?
didn't say he was. I said it should be.
Oh, he should be in. Okay.
Should be Sammy.
What is he like? Is he injured?
Mm.
I don't like.
Sammy?
You put him in this
They're
high
fighting the
profile
Usos.
match.
They're fighting
Are
the
they?
Usos. Yeah.
It's not on here.
Well, they're building that match.
Ah, okay. So it's
What a gigantic fucking waste.
who is he tagging with? Do we know?
Kevin Owens.
His bestest friend again.
Is it a gigantic waste, or is it one of those things that they had a plan and they stuck to it? Maybe they shouldn't have, but they have had a Cody plan since he came back,
Mm-hmm.
so they're following through that story. And that's their big story. This one got hot. That's why you need 2 belts.
Like Danielson. Yeah, like they should have called an audible. Because I think. I mean,
I don't know.
it's a tough
I think-
call. It's really a tough call, like you said. I mean, it's like Cody Rhodes' giant storyline. Sami Zayn got hot. What else do you do?
But I think they just stuck with the plan.
Yeah.
I think this was their plan all along, and then
This is one of those times where they should have been willing to call that audible, like they did.
Yeah, but
with
you're
Brian,
right.
But
You're right. I'm not going to argue that point, but also, I think in the past few years, everything's been so herky jerky
Mm-hmm.
with every storyline they do. Like they have a plan and then they just immediately falter from it. So Trips gets in there.
Right.
And he's like, well, "This is what we're going to do," and he's going to follow through to kind of be like, "This is what we're doing now."
Yeah.
So I could see it kind of being that too. And I don't think Cody's going to get a bad reaction.
understand that.
I don't think Cody's going to get a bad reaction. I think people like it. I think it'll be okay.
I feel like if it had been Vince would have put Sammy in as a triple threat if you liked him enough. And I think that just muddies it, you know? Like I think back to other times when
Roman's
got to
be beat one-on-one clean.
Yeah.
To really get that star rub. Nah, I'm okay. What else we got, bud?
Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley.
Ripley better win or All Riot.
I would be shocked if she didn't. Or maybe not. I mean, it is Charlotte. Like Charlotte is the cover girl of the women's division. Or maybe she's not anymore. I don't know.
They're so behind Ripley, though, right now,
Mm-hmm.
that I would think that they would.
She is on such a fucking roll.
It's not even funny how the role she's on. Thanks to Dominic Mysterio, who's amazing. Way more amazing than anyone gives him credit for. Yeah, I think she has to win.
Who the fuck saw that coming, by the way?
I don't know.
Like, I thought they should have been ready to send him back down for seasoning at this point, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, all right.
I never
Maybe
thought
he's okay.
I never thought he was a bad worker. I thought his promos and stuff sucked, but also his gimmick was
Yeah,
really,
I thought he needed
really
to do
bad.
all sorts of work with that.
His
And he
gimmick
was just
was
thrown
bad.
into it so early. Yeah. Also that.
So I don't know. I don't mind him. I think he's hilarious.
And ridiculous.
All
Yeah,
at the same
like
time.
all of his stuff that I've watched of his is just like.
But then you watch him in the ring, he can work.
That's good.
He can bump. I mean, he can bump. So I mean, he's like a solid hand to have.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
He is his father's son.
He could be a champion one day, like his father was. Maybe for longer than half of Monday Night Raw when John Cena beats you to get it back right away. But I digress. Poor fucking Ray.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a retirement match for Ray now?
I have no idea.
Kind kind of spiraling off. I mean that hasn't been announced, right?
I haven't heard that.
Not as far as I know.
But it does very much seem like they're working towards him versus his dad, and with him being announced for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm sure they're trying to put a little more oomph on that match.
Yeah.
If it is his retirement match, I hope Dominic wins and he cheats to do it.
Yeah.
This match is happening officially now. You guys know that, right? They did it on WWE.
Is it?
Is it on the card, bud?
It's not on Wikipedia. That's why I was trying to look. I assumed that there was more matches than this.
Yeah. But I think if it's his retirement, Dominic should win.
Mm-hmm.
Cheat to win and send his dad off into retirement. That's heat. Fucking heat.
Yeah, and like
I think Ray's still old school enough to want to go out on his back too. So.
Yeah,
that's true.
I have so much interest in this card. Anyway, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. This one I'm actually interested in.
Doesn't Asuka have to win? No.
I mean, possibly, but Bianca Belair, I learned, is now officially the longest reigning African American world champion in WWE. She's surpassed The Rock, Ahmed Johnson. I mean, there's like a handful of African American world title holders in WWE because they are very progressive. But like, that's pretty cool.
I like Bianca.
Yeah.
I think she can work. I think she's got a cool.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bianca.
And I don't know if they don't roll with that. This was the end of that.
Yeah, they could keep rolling with that.
Yeah.
I guess Monster comes in, loses at Mania. Yeah, I could see it. I could see Bianca winning. It'd be cool if Asuka won, though.
Yes, absolutely.
They pulled the rug underneath her right away when she lost to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my least favorite WrestleManias of all time. They gave us nothing that we wanted, and then Roman won in the main event. And then they thought we'd be like, oh my god, a face won, and we'd cheer. And no, just not. The fucking thing was like 9 hours too. Holy shit, was that a long day? I watched that with Rainville, and it's like 9:30. We're both half asleep, and he's like, "How much more is left?" I'm like, "So much." 10:30 rolls around, then 11:30. It was like 11:50 when he left my house that night. He's like, "That was really long and boring." It was such a long fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Such a long fucking show. That's what I like about these 2 nights of Mania, though.
Yeah,
they don't have to be. Because Mania for a while there was like getting up to like 10 hours pretty easily every time.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Which was just, it's too much.
It would start at like 5:30 and be done at like 11:30. Just like,
yep,
I'm not watching this anymore. And so I didn't. Brock Lesnar versus Omos with MVP. It made note to say that. I didn't even know MVP was still with the company.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yep. It looks like he's reforming the Hurt Business.
Oh, cool.
Do you know what the Hurt Business is?
Yeah, I like him in that role.
Was it like... I vaguely know. Like, is it with the same members, or is it like are they reforming it like with new folks? Because I remember that like the original was MVP and Bobby Lashley.
I think they're kind of doing both.
Okay.
I think that's the goal.
It was those two and Shelton and
right.
Fuck, what's the other guy's name? Cedric Alexander.
Ah, yes. Yes.
And when word started, I don't know if you guys saw it, but when word started going around that they were looking to reform it, like everybody was fantasy booking, like basically any and every black performer in the WWE, and MVP had some choice words to say about that.
Yeah, I saw
on Twitter, and I fucking love that guy.
He's just great. And we should get the caterer and the referee and yeah, I get that.
Oh yeah, he's fucking good shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, The thing about it is with them, and this is kind of paraphrasing, well, basically paraphrasing what he said on Twitter, was the whole Hurt Business thing, and then I don't know what they exactly called it when they were in TNA together, but the reason that worked was those three. The original one was Shelton and Bobby and MVP, and the reason that one worked was those three are pals. Like they're legitimately buddies. They travel.
Mm-hmm.
They hang out, all that stuff. They are legitimately friends. And I guess it was Shelton was the one that pitched Cedric being in with them at that point, and then he became one of their buddies too. So it's like it's kind of like the opposite of the New Day thing that happened. Like New Day was all of them just kind of being thrown together and then becoming pals, but
Mm-hmm.
these guys were already pals, and then that's why it worked on screen. And I think that the whole thing he was saying about it was it wasn't, the reason it worked is it wasn't bullshit. It was actually,
Yeah.
this is how we are, this is who we are, and people just trying to fantasy book everything together kind of takes a big old dookie on top of that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of looked like I didn't see it myself, but I read about it. Kind of looked like Street Profits might be being moved in with them, or at the very least they're being turned or something to that effect.
I can
I
see
wouldn't
that.
mind seeing those two with them.
Yeah.
I could. I mean, with a little bit of an attitude change, I could definitely see those guys fitting in with them. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We shall see.
I liked them in they were in NXT a few years ago, right?
For a while, yeah.
Yeah. And like I liked them in NXT, but they weren't getting any traction from the time that I was watching.
No, people love
So-
the Solo Cup thing. No,
Yeah. Of course they do. So Gunther is facing Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. No, Sheamus or Drew McIntyre. God, I can't talk tonight. Cool. I think I'd prefer to see Drew
fuck
McIntyre.
that. Make it triple threat. Let those three beat the hell out of each other for 20 minutes. That'd be fun.
See, that's totally a Vince move that I would have been okay with. Like, can't decide, so it's everybody. But I would have been okay with that. Like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, they're big guys, big meaty men slapping big meaty meat. I don't know the phrase. And it's for the Intercontinental title. So that's nice.
Big meaty men meat.
What is that from? Like, where did that come from?
Big E.
Okay.
Big E. I want to say it was on one of their podcasts. Maybe it was on Up Up Down Down. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It was on one of those things that they do together off of main WWE cameras.
Mm-hmm.
One of their online presences.
Austin Theory versus John Cena.
I'm gonna vomit instead of watch that.
For the United States Championship.
No, I'm being hard. I'm being hard on this. I really
U.S. champion. All right.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Maybe, I don't know. Will they do that? Why would you do that?
So we can make it a spinner again. We need to reinvent the spinner. It needs to be twice the size of the belt. And like when you spin it, there should be a chance that you'll cut off your nipples. That's how big it needs to be. I don't know.
That description was fucking amazing.
It seems pretty clear that Cena's gonna like.
it's an interesting place.
It's strange that like they have Austin Theory versus John Cena, and it makes sense for Austin Theory to go over because John Cena is not really in the business anymore. Like, from my understanding, he's pretty much a part-timer, as is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
but like, are you gonna put
Or
Omos
Glazer.
over Brock Lesnar? Probably not. I would expect those two, because they have been in the business for so long and are sort of transitioning out, that they would lose their matches. But I don't see Brock losing. But maybe
That
that's
would
just
make
like
sense.
his mentality. I don't know.
I don't
I
think
mean,
Brock.
actually,
I don't think
I
he gives a
could see
shit about
Brock
who he
losing
loses
here.
to. I don't think he
Yeah.
gives a shit who he loses to. He cares about the money, and I'm sure he cares about how he looks, but only to a certain point.
Yeah.
If the money's right, he'll do the job. I think he was even said that on the Pat McAfee show. So
Okay.
Yeah, I think getting a win over Lesnar here, at least if it's not a super tainted and all sorts of fuckery involved one, if he can get a win over Lesnar, that'd be huge for that guy.
I
agree.
We have roasted this match a few times. Not Austin Theory versus John Cena. I don't have anything else to say about that. Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Is Omos really that bad? I don't know, because I don't watch. So like, he looks tall and sort of
he's actually pretty athletic for a man of his ridiculous size. It's just his timing's a little off on everything with everybody. It seems like
okay.
if he could get that down, he could be a decent attraction. And apparently Taker took a liking to him, which is kind of a mind-boggling thing to me.
Yeah.
I'm really not a fan of the guy. He's not that good. But if they want to build him up, which obviously they do, this is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Get him a win over fucking one of the most legitimate champions they've ever had. Probably the most legitimate champion they've ever had. That would be a huge boon for him. It just really surprised me when I read about that. It was supposed to be a quote from Taker, like he talked to the guy saying something to the effect of, if you have any problems here, give me a call and all that kind of thing. So
Interesting.
that,
yeah,
with how protective he's been about his spot and everything, even though he's not in it anymore, it was really interesting to me to read about him taking an interest in the guy and wanting to help him.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Taker's a good guy.
Interesting.
For the,
I could see almost winning, because I think Brock is. How much longer is Brock going to do this?
That's a great question.
I can't see it being real long.
Because like he was one of Vince's guys, and he was the one that was mad when Vince left.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's done. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is just his boom. I'm done.
Maybe
this could be very well. Yeah.
One last guy, the rub.
Does anybody know anything about when his contract's supposed to be done?
Not off the top of my head.
Not a clue.
But they could have come to some kind of terms.
He was the one that was most vocal about when Vince went out and everything. So it could be very much him riding off into the sunset after this one.
Go out there, do 3 moves, take 3 moves, get pinned, go home. Millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
We act like he always wins, but really, since he beat Taker, he's done a fair amount of jobs. He had that hot streak.
Yeah.
Once he lost the belt, he did a lot of jobs. He's jobbed to a lot of people. So it's not like he always wins.
I mean, Brock is like, he's not about his ego as much as a lot of wrestlers are. Like he's about the money. So as you said before, like if he shows up and they're going to pay him to like do the job, why wouldn't he? Like he doesn't care. Because no matter what you do to Brock Lesnar, that character has already been cemented as a monster. You can't knock it down. Like it's nearly impossible.
I agree.
Yeah. I could see almost winning. I mean, it would make, from like a standpoint of what they're trying to do, it would make the most sense. But
yeah, totally.
To roll it back, I could see a similar thing with Austin Theory versus John Cena.
If this truly is a turning of the page and we're having a whole new thing and the WWE is changing, like everybody says and thinks it is, that's
Like,
kind of
imagine how insufferable beating Cena at Mania would make Austin Theory. It'd be like when I mean, it's not exactly the same, but there'd be a big parallel there between that and when Roman fucking beat Taker. Like, people are gonna shit all over it so hard. And I think if they lean into it, they could make him huge from it.
Mm-hmm. I would say so. I mean, Cena has been their guy for like 100 years.
20
20 years. Yeah. It's, God, that's ridiculous.
I mean, it feels like 100, but yeah, 20.
Yeah. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky.
I know I'm supposed to be excited about this, but I don't care. I think it's stupid. You're just bringing back legends to bring back legends. I hope they lose. I hope the legends lose.
I feel like they probably
give them
will.
evil heels that run.
Yeah. But like, if any of the legends that have come back, like they can still go. Trish Stratus and Lita can both still go.
Well, I think the rub would be better.
Yeah. What it's supposed to be? 6 man or 6 women?
Yes. Yep.
I don't know where I saw it, but I read something about them possibly having Trish turn and run a program with Becky. I don't know if that's supposed to be like an after Mania thing or what, or if that was just bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't remember where I saw that at.
No, I read that somewhere too. I think it was on the subreddit Squared Circle, and that would make sense.
Everything just kind of
because, like,
I mean, if she wanted to come back,
yeah,
for an extended period of time, I could
or
see
even
that.
just for like a few months, like if it's not just a one and done.
Yeah, that's what I mean by it. Rather than just show up one night to set up the match and then show up for the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought Trish didn't want to do stuff like that anymore. I thought this was kind of like a one-off thing, but
that's what I thought too. That's what really confused me seeing that possibility. I was like, okay, I thought she was pretty content being a yogi and a mom and everything at this point. But I mean, if she wants to come back
payday's
for
payday.
a longer period of time, hell yeah, man. Money talks.
You can only do those comebacks for so long before you can't do them anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. They just start feeling disingenuous.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. So our last match of the night, or whatever night they're on, Edge versus Finn Balor.
33.
Did you just say 33?
Said night 3.
Night 3.
He's being a smartass.
Why not? Night 4. Let's just make it a whole friggin' week. Oh wait, it already is.
WrestleMania week.
Then month,
Sharks.
then quarter, then year.
Yeah, then it'll become like Christmas. They'll start preparing for it like 2 or 3 months beforehand. Oh wait, they already do that too.
They'll start preparing for it 2 days after it ends. It's WrestleMania season.
They were doing that for a while, where they were like,
"It's WrestleMania season."
They were like releasing press releases where they were like, "This is where it's going to be next year," or they would announce it during WrestleMania.
They still do that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Start getting excited.
Yeah, they like dropping the next year's location at the Mania.
Whatever.
I wonder if they're going to end up doing it here at some point because of the new stadium.
I would imagine they're trying.
Yeah.
I would imagine. You would go, you little fanboy.
It depends. If I could get a ticket for a price, probably. I don't know.
What if the main event was Roman Reigns versus Roman Reigns?
I guess it would depend on price and how the rest of the card looks.
A 360-minute Iron Man match.
Say again?
A 360-minute or a Iron Man match. 360 minutes Iron Man match.
Yeah, that I'd have to pass on. That I would have to pass on. I wonder how many Superman punches and spears they could fit into that 6 hours.
Well, quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Swerve.
Spoiler alert.
The win goes to Orange Cassidy.
Then I'd watch.
After 6 hours.
I'm just so glad he fucking beat Jeff Jarrett. I was so worried about that match all day.
So I read also on the subreddit, they've started doing these like they call them prayer circles. And they had one for Jeff Jarrett, and it was just like a bunch of people who like Jeff Jarrett now. And they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that he's been doing this same shtick for this many years, and now I'm interested." And I'm like, Town would not like this.
I hate you all. Oh.
As we commented, Revolution, he did his job. Like, he filled his role very well. And I don't like Jeff Jarrett. I'm with you, Town. But I think he's finding his place. And we don't have to like it.
If his place is not winning championships and beating the young guys, I'm okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
He has an appeal, but he shouldn't just be walking out there beating everybody.
But he also has a track record of what you're talking about right now.
Yes,
is going over young guys.
Yeah, and that's what I don't want to see, because that's not what that company needs.
Let him go out there, get people riled up, and then take a loss.
Yeah.
Do what a heel's supposed to do. Get people pissed off, get them wanting to see you get your butt whipped, and then look at the lights. Take that loss, that you happy.
Yeah. Strongly agree.
Like in that case, then I can be not hateful of him showing up. In that case.
In that case. As long as he's losing, we're fine with him being around. Just let him
He doesn't always have to lose, but like...
You
gotta... I'm so fearful because of his track record, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually have a good thing going there. There's usually like a plan. And if he comes in and starts beating everybody, what's the plan? So it's just like...
Yeah,
trust that fucker.
He doesn't... He does not need a title, like, at all. He does not need it. And you can give him these little glimpses of like, oh, he's going to win the title or he's going to win the international title or whatever. But like, don't give him that, because you have an entire roster of people who deserve it far more than him. I mean, in this moment, I think the oldest champion I can think of them having is Chris Jericho. And I think Chris Jericho is still on his game and he's still putting guys over. But like, there are no other legends who are getting titles. And that's a good
thing. Like almost a decade older than Chris too.
I think so.
Or are they closer than age than I'm thinking?
Let's find out.
Sorry.
I would think, and we're about to find out, but I would think that Jeff Jarrett is older.
I would think that too, but you could be wrong.
Tangents with Leon.
Jeff Jarrett is 55, far younger than I thought. Oh, sure. So they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Jericho's got to be like 52.
He was way old.
52. You nailed it. Fuck.
Holy shit. I did not realize those two were that close in age. I would not have guessed that.
One was clearly more successful than the other.
In certain ways.
That's not a knock on Jarrett, because Jarrett had success too.
Yeah.
Jarrett had more success than he should have had, because he got a booker that liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Jarrett to me was like a really good in WWF. He was an upper mid card heel. That's kind of where he belonged. You can pull him up to stuff once in a while, but he's not really a guy who should be holding the belt. But WCW is WCW. So.
And he's also just like, he's a carny. We've said this before. Like, he's a carny, and that sort of booking It's not really. It's not. That's not modern wrestling. It's just not.
No.
Especially in AEW. Like it could fly in WWE, at least before Trips took over, but not in AEW because that's not what they do. For the most part. Started on the WrestleMania card, and we still wound up talking about Jeff Jarrett.
God damn it.
Son of a bitch. Oh, God.
What matches left?
I didn't see any other ones. So there's Bray and Bobby Lashley rumored.
Is that even going to happen?
We don't know. So
because something's up with Bray, but nobody wants to say what it is.
I read something that Dave Meltzer said it's not physical, it's not creative, but he's not allowed to speak on it, which whatever the fuck that means.
Weirdness.
I don't know. I have no idea. Apparently, they wanted Stone Cold, which that's a big shock.
If Bray misses out on this, I don't even know what it is. He's feeling more and more like a flop to me every week. It's just not. It's not clicking for me.
I don't know. I think that's a perfect reason why you don't put him on WrestleMania. Like, it sucks. It seems like they're starting shit up with him, between him and Bobby Lashley, right? And so to like just ditch that storyline would suck. But if you take him off of WrestleMania, you give him a chance to like reset his character and figure out what he's doing with it. And when he comes back 2-3 months, like, you can run that same program and do something meaningful and interesting with it. I think the biggest issue that I have with Bray is that he doesn't seem to have like a direction. Like, he's just, maybe we've talked about this. I don't remember if it was
spooky. He's just spooky.
He's just spooky. Like, he's not going for a title anymore because, like, that's not really believable. Like, why is he there then? And Leon, you've talked about how, like, he had the cult leader thing. It seemed like he was trying to, like, take over WWE, and that was, like, the most direction he's had. I don't think you said that last part, but, like,
that is the most direction he's ever had. Otherwise, he's just floundering, and they're banking on the fact that he's spooky.
Mm-hmm. And
that's kind of what they did with The Undertaker between, like, when they turned him face. Was that 92, 93 when they turned him face? Until about 95, 96 when they started giving him a little more direction. He just floated around from bullshit to bullshit because he was a spooky guy.
Yeah.
You know, Giant Gonzalez, and then Kama Mustafa, who stole his urn and melted it into a gold chain. Like, all that shit. Just as bad as what they're doing with Bray. But Bray, I don't think Bray delivers in the ring like the Taker did. And I don't think Bray doesn't have the goodwill that Taker had either. You know what I mean? He's just not.
That's fair.
And it's not that Bray's bad, because I don't think Bray's bad. I think he's creative. I think he's great for what he is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like he just doesn't have that it thing going on that Taker had. Like, Taker was just it. And you look at Bray and it's kind of like, okay, what spooky, goofy things is he going to do now? Is he going to project more worms on the ring? Is he going to do maggots on the ring? Is he going to set something on fire? It's like the same shit. Just, it's stupid. And that's the fault of the booking, not the fault of Bray. But
yeah. But also, like, the company that he's in, there's only so much that he can do that's spooky. I think that's also a big failing on their part, and a good reason why it would have been cool to see him in AEW, because I think they have fewer limitations, especially like on a show like Rampage. They could have done more graphic things with him. They could have done things that push the envelope more. WWE can't.
The only argument I have against that is I think the issue with Bray Wyatt and AEW would have been the work rate.
Yeah, no, that absolutely, yes.
And I think that would have been a way bigger issue than people would have thought.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a work rate company, you know, and that's not Bray. Bray's smoke and mirrors. He can do a very basic match, and sometimes those are really shitty. But he couldn't have hung with, like, Kenny Omega.
No.
Those guys, they would have made him. He wouldn't have had very good matches.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I don't think anybody would want to see him against Kenny Omega, but then like, who do you put him up against? Like, it would have been neat to see him with maybe Joey Janela or like Matt Cardona, where you can have a match that's like, it's not necessarily about the wrestling, it's about the story that you're telling. Most of the wrestlers in AEW are not like that, though.
Mm-mm.
And that's just how it is.
That initially I wanted that. Then as I really thought about it, I was like, on second thought, probably not.
Yeah.
You know. I'm curious to see what they do. I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm curious to see the fan response. I wish I knew more about the product, I guess, at times, but then at the same time, it's like, I really don't wish that upon myself. It's a burden I don't want to have.
I don't think we actually talked about Edge versus Finn Balor.
We did not. You're right. Hell in a Cell.
Sidetracked.
Hell in a Cell.
This is cool. Like, I don't know the backstory. Well, I know little bits and pieces because I know that Edge was in Judgment Day, but I don't know what like the current storyline is.
It's Day.
He did, yeah. And apparently Judgment Day is now completely different from what Edge envisioned, from what I've read.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing them in a Hell in a Cell match sounds really interesting. Because both of these guys can go, but Edge is like.
My question is this: who wins this match? Do you want to say it's Edge? Edge has to win this match because of the storyline, but he's a veteran, or does Finn Balor have to win because it makes him look strong? Like, what do you do? Which one's more important?
Perhaps that's the appeal.
I mean, it is. That's a match I can't call. I can see it going either way.
Yeah. Or maybe
I don't know how much Edge. I don't know how much Edge has left.
Yeah.
Because he kind of has talked about how he's getting close.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got a couple more matches after his neck thing, which was great, but I don't know.
When did he come back? 2 years ago?
Pandemic. 2020.
Like 2.
He came back Rumble 2020 and then...
Or 3, maybe?
Yeah, 3 years.
3.
But he missed time with I think it was like a triceps injury.
Okay.
So... Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like it's cool that he got a few more years and got a few more matches. But leave on your own terms. Like,
and I think I'm hoping that's what he does this time because last time he couldn't.
Yeah.
You know. So. Yeah.
Maybe that's what this is. Maybe there's a lot of people. It seems like maybe there's potentially a lot of people leaving.
I feel like we've been on the verge of like a changing of the guard for a while, and this could be it because Vince doesn't like to do that.
No,
we saw that with Hogan. We saw that with everybody. You know,
we just keep them there until they don't want to be there anymore,
or they can't. You know,
or they can't. Yeah. I mean, if that is indeed happening, I'm looking at this card and I'm thinking, where's Randy? Because he's really in this class of like Edge is a little bit older, but like Brock Lesnar and John Cena, the other guy in that class was Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Is he still relevant? Or like, is it time for him to go now too? Oh, that's okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But again, I think he's kind of in
his back.
What?
His back's fucked up pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he's supposedly coming back. But I think he's on borrowed time too. I mean, these guys are getting up there.
Randall K. Orton. This has been searching Wikipedia with Bud Robinson.
But you're right. But I mean, he's hurt, so that's why he's not doing that.
Randy Orton suffers from hypermobility in both of his shoulders.
That's bad.
In case anybody was curious.
That's why he tears all the time.
That would make sense. She said as though she knew that already, but actually just read it from Wikipedia.
Son of a biscuit.
So that was WrestleMania. Do we have anything else to discuss? Anything else on the docket?
I don't think so. I think we kind of touched on everything.
Yeah. The Bray situation is very interesting because we don't know why it's happening. So and I feel like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
You know, like, you can't really feel a way till you actually know, I guess.
Part of me, yeah. I mean, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, part of me is like, that sucks what happened, and then there's another part of me that's just like, okay, fine. I don't know if that's any clearer. It's probably
just hasn't found his spot, and I don't know if he ever will. I think he got ruined.
That is the big problem, I think.
Hmm.
I think part of it is that, like, I do wonder, every time we talk about Bray, I do wonder if part of it is that Bray has been burned so many times that he's used to working in a way where he assumes he's going to get burned again. And so he doesn't put as much effort into it as he did when he first started. Which is why we're getting Spooky Bray and Uncle Cowboy. No. His uncle guy.
Howdy, Uncle Howdy.
That's it.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's got to be frustrating to have that carpet pulled out from you all the time.
Because he's a super creative guy, and his cult leader shit was just like off the charts. And I think that ever since then, the fans have been wanting him to like one up, and like level up. And I think he could have done it had he been booked correctly.
I think so too.
And now he's just like
damaged goods.
Oh, this is an uplifting end to our podcast.
Orange Cassidy won. Let's just smile about that.
I mean, that's good. That's a good thing.
And the main event was absolute fucking fire.
I assumed it would be.
Holy fuck. Jericho and Omega had a face off in the ring. That place went fucking bonkers. Crazy.
I believe it. Like, that's their home.
They also did MJF's Rebar Mitzvah.
I read that.
That was, once I realized what they're doing, I was like, holy fuck. They had a pillar in each corner.
Mm-hmm.
They had MJF, they had Darby, they had Jungle Boy, and they had Sammy Guevara. They had the 4 pillars in the ring. And they all wanted a shot at MJF, and I'm sitting here like, this is what you need to fucking do. The imagery of that one was very well done.
Mm-hmm.
That was very well done. But I think that sets up. I think Jack Perry's the dude to beat MJF. I think it's Jack Perry. I think you just ride that kid, get behind him, and I think he could do it.
Like, I think any of those guys could take it. I think you're right that Jack Perry is the one, though, because like Darby's been off for a while. Guevara is like lukewarm.
He is not. He gets a response where he goes. Like tonight, he came out, they booed the fuck out of him. Then he started cutting a promo when they were cheering for him. I mean, at the end of the day, people respond to Sammy Guevara.
Yeah,
I like the guy. I think he's amazing at what he does, and I think in the ring, dude, the dude's fucking talented.
Yeah,
you know, you just watch the shit he does. It's like, holy fuck.
I just think his spot right now just seems lukewarm because he's like the second in command of the JAS, sort of, but like his matches are never really like high on the card. They're never really I don't really feel like they're usually a very big deal, like made to feel like a very big deal. They're like, oh, Sammy Guevara is facing this guy, and we're like, okay, that's
I can see that.
But like as a worker, he's amazing. On the mic, he's also amazing, and like I'm with you.
And I think the 4 pillars thing though, that sold it. They all want a title match. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. They're gonna make a 4-way, because I would watch that 4-way.
What if they do a reverse MJF and MJF has to fight each one of them? And then the pay-per-view is Britt Baker, the only true pillar of AEW.
They also, they did have a fight, and they knocked Max off the ring into his cake. And he smashed into his cake. The thing I love about MJF that he doesn't get enough credit for is as a heel, he will gladly look stupid.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that not a lot of people want to do
Yeah,
anymore.
that's true. Like he does not care about being the cool
He
heel.
will look stupid. He will get beat up. And that's really, I think that's an important thing. It makes him all the more unlikable.
When he also like another part of that is like he shits on the crowd even when they're cheering him.
Yeah.
Which not a lot of heels do.
No. He's the true heel right now.
He
the
is.
True heel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. I look forward to his I look forward to his reign. Or not his reign, but like his future because he just started. Like as he's pointed out, he's only 26. Like his future is bright, no matter what it is. Like if he keeps doing this spectacle shit, fine. But like, he's just such an interesting guy.
He is. He's a really good character. He's charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
He has the look, and he's just like, he's got the it factor. He really does. And I think you have to pull more out of him. Like Leon has said many times about him, all this shit's the same. You got to change it up. We got to see a different side of him. Though I thought that Iron Man match was a different side of him.
Yeah,
that was a damn good match. Stuff like that. I mean, they have to start pulling that out of him. And I don't think he needs to wrestle every week. I think him not wrestling every week is fine. Mm-hmm. But they have to have him a little more involved.
But
it seems like they're doing because he's on the show every week.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you, Leon. He's got to get in the ring more often than that. And
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I still love the idea of him, like making him run the gauntlet. I really would love that. Because I think just doing a 4-way, he could like easily fuck himself out of that. You know, that wasn't a great way to say that, but you know what I mean. Like yeah. He could very easily find a way to get out of it, especially with the AEW rule of like triple threats are always no DQ or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's always been a thing. I just like, we need to see more sides to Max. And I think we're not going to see it if he only wrestles every 4 months.
Yeah, I think he has to wrestle more than that.
Because his in-ring work is amazing.
Every 3 to 4 weeks, he's got to have a match.
Yeah.
But I think as champion, I think that's kind of what they're going to try to do.
I hope so.
You know,
that would be
great. Because otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
We agree.
Shocking.
Agreed.
We just agreed on something. We should end the show. I don't have anything else.
This has been the BREWDCAST. We just agreed on a thing. I am Bud. That is Leon. That is Town. I'm not doing NPR voice tonight. And
I missed the NPR voice.
Fuck off, y'all.